Welcome, my people. Ionizing radiation can damage DNA in living tissues by removing electrons from atoms and changing the chemical composition of the material. This damage can lead to cell death or mutations, also known as cancer. Ionized radiation causes DNA damage in two ways. Direct damage: when a particle or photon directly hits DNA, it can create single or double strand breaks. Come on, my people, I need you to listen to this: single cell and double cell and complex cell. Indirect damage: when radiation interacts with water, it can break chemical bonds and create free radicals, which are unpaired electrons. These free radicals can then cause free radical cascades, which can lead to heavy damage to DNA. The damage caused by ionized radiation can overwhelm a cell's DNA repairing mechanism. For example, most single strand breaks can be repaired normally. Most single strand breaks can be repaired normally, but double strand breaks can be more difficult to repair. If the broken ends are rejoined incorrectly, it can lead to mutations, chromosome aberrations, or cell death. If the damage occurs in reproductive cells, the mutation can be passed on to future generations. Paul. Now, I wanted to come back up here, my people, because I want y'all to understand wordplay. Remember, I told you we are a single cell organism, right? They are a complex cell organism. So I want you to listen to this real carefully. The damage caused by ionized radiation can overwhelm a cell's DNA repair mechanism. For example, most single strand breaks can be repaired normally. This is when I told you when them ionized particles interact with our atoms, and it separates the electrons from around the atom and exposes the center of the atom. And what happens is this causes what you call deletion syndrome in other races of species, because we're actually vibrating faster and it's harder. It takes longer for their cells to repair than ours. So here we go right here. But double strand breaks can be more difficult to repair if the broken ends are rejoined incorrectly. Because when the ionized particle hits you, you open up like a lotus flower, and then it closes back down, just like a wound. You cut somebody, the wound open up, and then it closes back. But if it's repaired, if it's rejoined incorrectly, it can lead to mutations, chromosome aberrations, or cell death. If the damage occurs in reproductive cells, the mutation can be passed to the future generation. This is where you're going to see all kinds of things taking place. This is where birth abnormalities coming up. This is where you can have two people that look perfectly fine, no neurological issues or nothing. This is what I'm talking about, their species, and they can actually give birth to a baby that had birth abnormalities, whether they have their feet joined together, whether they have their brain are not fully developed, whether they have slow speech, ADHD, or some type of retardation. Pause. So now let's look at the Gold's X-ray flux. Now this has to do directly with charged particles that are coming from the sun. Charged particles, ionized particles. So here we go. We're just looking at 3 days. In 3 days, look at what we have already experienced in the last 3 days. And this is going current right now. M flare, almost an X flare, M flare. That was a long duration too. M flare. This is another long duration of M flares. Look, M flares. Now let's get off of this and let's go 7 days. Let's click on 7 days. Wow. Just look at the last 7 days, my people. Just look at the last 7 days. And you think this don't have residual effects on our phenotype? More importantly, neurological issues? You think this don't have any residual effects on that? Knowing what's going on, if I'm seeing what's going on around the planet, people are not, your news is not reporting it. Social media is more informative and tell the truth more than your news. You think this don't have residual effects? You have lost it. The sun is separating us, and not only is it separating us, it is mutating us. What are we changing into? Huh? What are we changing into? That's the number one question that should be on everyone's mind. The sun in genetics. What are we mutating into? Every living organism on this planet is changing, no matter what species it may be. Paul. Okay, my people, let's look at the last 24 hours. Let's see what this thing looking like. This is the Magnetos pulse, my people. This is from current time right now, going back on the 4th. August the 4th, 2024 on this Gregorian calendar, last 24 hours. So right now, from the time that I post this video, it is 7:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, going back 24 hours with our planet and the sun. So let's just look at this. Wow. As we can see, wow. This is going down. This is happening, people. This is really happening. Oh my goodness. So here we go. Earth is in the middle. The white side is the daytime side. The sun is over here, right? This is the dome. It stretches from the North Pole to the South Pole. The other half that is dark, this is the nighttime side. These dots right here is an orbital track for these satellites that are surfing, navigating the planet. These two satellites are GOES 16 and GOES 18. These satellites' main purpose is to detect solar radiation. So as we sit here and we look at this graph, my people, right, that showing the interaction of our planet, the magnetic field, the dome that is supposedly protecting you from ultraviolet light, gamma rays, whatever you want to call it, cosmic particles. That dome is being ripped away. And not only is it being ripped away, at certain points are even like it's pretty much cracked open, that it's allowing an immense amount of radiation into the planet. Not to mention, you can still see that Earth is in a square. I've been showing you this and it's popping up even more. It's becoming more evident, especially on these graphs now. You can see the points. Earth is in a square. You can see this line. This is a point. You can see Earth is in a square, like a cube. And if you look at this, look at the solar radiation. I mean, this is your troposphere, your mesosphere, your stratosphere, your thermosphere, and your exosphere. This is all right here, my people. And this is the radiation. And I told you, this is purple. So just so we know right here, this is purple. Just like the purple sky I showed you yesterday. Like the purple sky I showed you yesterday. That's purple. That's purple. You can see it going in and out. That's dark purple. As you can see it. I know people are in denial. I know people are upset with the way I deliver this message. I can clearly understand it. But nothing is more upsetting to me to know that millions, billions of my children, billions of my people have been slaughtered, to create a world for you to live. And even right now, billions of us are under psychological slavery to allow you to continue to live on this world. Look at our brothers is killing ourselves to play these sports, to entertain you for fake money, like to earn the presidents that actually enslaved us. How proud, do you understand how far gone we have to be to literally pay for the natural resources on the planet with paper that has the images of former slave owners on there? Are we really serious? Like I said to you, my people, we must understand our power and our abilities. If we accept one thing about something, then we have to accept everything that it comes with. So when you accept money, you be like, oh, I can use the money to buy food. Yeah, but that's enslaving you. That's destroying you. Oh, I'm getting to open up in a business. I'm opening up. I have money for this. Whatever we are doing here that is making you feel comfortable about your existence, we are destroying a part of our species somewhere else, no matter what it may be. I'm not just talking about so-called angelic benevolent being life. I'm talking about trees. I'm talking about nature, period. Whenever we accept something of this world, we are destroying a piece of the world of our planet somewhere else. And you don't want to fit that inside that thick skull of yours, because you have been literally detached from who you truly are, and you can't see that. So all the glory things that you like, just understand something. It comes with negative energy and the destruction of another part of your planet. So you continue to love and glorify it. That's what you do. Not a problem. Rock out with it. Let's go up here to solar wind. Paul. Before I went to solar wind, I just wanted to do the current time and going back 3 hours. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to do the current time and going back 3 hours. First, I showed you the last 24 hours. Now, first I showed you the current time going back 24 hours. And then I wanted to show you right here, just the last 3 hours. Current time going back 3 hours. And look at what's going on with your dome. And look at what's going on the backside of the planet. Look, oh my gosh, look at all of this energy, and look at what it's doing to the dome. Look at what it's doing to the dome, my people. These are cracks. This is openings that are, first of all, you are getting an immense amount of radiation coming from the nighttime side of the planet, whether it's underneath the planet, whether it's back here or up here. You're getting an immense amount of radiation. That's why I like at night, it's even hotter at night sometimes. But however, when you starting to see these cracks, when you see the dome, look at this. When you see that pressed down, what do you think this radiation is? What you think this radiation is doing right here? Huh? What you think this is doing right here? Huh? When you see that rate, look at this. That's squeezing down. You know how much pressure that is? Oh my gosh. You know how much pressure that is? To literally squeeze that dome down and break it down like that? Don't worry about it. Paul. And here we go. Solar wind, my people. So I wanted to see how fast this got up to real quick. 600 so far. 600, 780. Ooh, 800 and what? Let me see that again. Wait a minute. 800 and who? 800 and who? That was what, 834, 864, 800, over 800 kilometers per second equals how many miles per hour, my people? And then you can see even here on solar wind, this is solar wind to detect the speed, how fast the cosmic particles coming from the sun. This right here monitors the magnetopoles, the dome that is protecting us supposedly from harmful solar radiation. This one right here monitors solar wind, how fast it is coming to the planet. Search up ARS, acute radiation syndrome. Overload of radiation at one particular time, where it's hard for the body to break down and digest. And what that does, the residual effects of that is dead cells or mutation of the DNA. What are we mutating into? Look at the first of all, if you can show here, this graph right here just picks up solar wind. But when you see this red thing bent like that is the magnetopoles, the dome. That literally pretty much got removed, people. Literally removed. Earth is in the middle. The arrows represent solar wind. The sun is over. The sun is over here. This is where the sun at. Should be sending these rays, right? Look at the back side of the planet, though. Look at the back side of the planet. The arrows are reversing back into the planet. This is why you don't see anybody using this instrument, because they can't explain these cosmic particles coming from the back side of the planet. They can't explain this, because it's not supposed to be a star back there or any energy back there that is equivalent or equal amount of energy that is releasing from the sun. It's not supposed to be nothing back there. However, there is on the backside of the planet. And then you can see clearly that's not a blue. If it's showing on this graph that you literally got a red sky, green, it goes from red, green, blue, that means your sky is on overload. Pause. As I said, you had all these sunspots turn away from the planet, turned away from us, and look at what's turning. And look at what's here. I told you this is going to get, all of this stuff is coming near the equator. And we are going to be getting hit, my people. We just got finished getting hit with immense amount of sunspots that are releasing charged particles. This is devastating. Like I said, purple sky, UV, index 11. Less than 15 minutes. Be safe.